Hey guys, Eddie the Magic Monk here. Welcome to another very exciting World of Warcraft math lesson. So today we're going to talk about rearranging equations. So last lesson we talked about the equation speed equals distance over time. Now the symbol for speed is usually velocity, so to make it v, so actually, speed and velocity are two different things, but the symbol is v as well. But I'll talk about the difference in another video. But the speed is distance over time. So now that we know how fast we run at, okay, so let's say that our running speed is 7 yards per second. Okay, and so in this equation here, I can substitute in 7 where v is. So I put the number 7 where v is. So I can say 7 equals d over t. Right, so now basically out of d and t, if I know one of them, I can figure out the other one. So let's say that I know what the distance to my target is. So in this case, I am standing approximately 30 yards away from my target, according to a add-on that I'm using. All right, approximately 30 yards. And now I'm going to time how long it takes to get to my target. Okay, so the equation is 7 equals 30 over t. Now, without even timing it, I can guess what the time is. I can calculate what time it's going to be without even timing it, because you can rearrange equations. Okay, so how you rearrange this equation is you got to think, okay, if 30 divided by time is equal to 7, right, 30 divided by 7 must give you the time. Okay, I'll show you it with a simpler example. So for example, if 5 is equal to 20 divided by 4, then 20 divided by 5 must equal 4. So what have I done? I've just switched these two numbers around. Now you can also explain it using the balancing equations technique. So with balancing equations, what that means is you can do the same thing to both sides of the equation. So if I multiply both sides by t, okay, what I've done is when you divide by a number and then multiply it again, you have effectively cancelled out the effect of this operation. So 30 divided by t times t means 30. So now we have 30 equals t times 7. But now we can divide it by 7 on both sides. So times 7 and divided by 7 will cancel down to 1 times 1. So now we have t equals 30 over 7. Alright, so if we do that, 30 divided by 7, put that in your calculator, and the answer is 4.3 rounded to 1 decimal place. So if I do the test now and see how long it takes for me to get to my target, it should be about 4.3. Okay, so let's do a quick test. So ready, set, go. .8. I probably pressed it too late again. So yeah, that is how you calculate the time. So that's how you rearrange equations. So basically, we have the formula speed equals distance over time, and you can change the v and the t around, so the formula can become time equals distance over speed, or you can simply move the time to the left, so you can say velocity times time equals the distance. Right? Why is that? Because if you have v equals d over t, if you multiply by t on both sides, right, then on the left hand side you can simply write it as vt, because t times v is the same as v times t. And on the right hand side, divided by t and times t, the effects will cancel out, so vt equals d. So an easier way of remembering all this is to draw a triangle. Okay, a triangle that looks like this, and you can put distance at the top, v on the left, and t on the right. So what that means is, when you want to generate equations out of this triangle, you can simply look visually. Velocity is equal to distance, which is above, over time. So velocity equals distance over time. And if you want to know what distance equals, well, looking at it visually, it's velocity times time. So d equals vt. And then if you want to know what the time is, it's d divided by v. So time equals d divided by v. So let's test this out, okay? So the distance is velocity times time. So what that means is, if I didn't know, okay, let's say if I didn't know what distance that I was standing from the target, okay, so I know it's 40, okay? I know it's 40 because it's what it's saying on my target, but let's say I didn't know, okay, and I was simply timing myself to see how long it takes to get to my target. So let's test that. Oops. So it takes 6.2 seconds to get to my target. So d equals v times t. So if it takes 6.2 seconds to get to my target, and my velocity of running is 7 yards per second, okay, 7 times 6.2 is 43, around 43 yards. And you might be thinking, oh, why is every calculation not exact? Well, keep in mind there are human errors when I'm clicking, and when I'm clicking the stopwatch, and also there it's also very hard to get an exact range to the target using my add-on, because World of Warcraft doesn't like letting you know exactly how far away you're standing from someone. So that is the lesson. I hope you guys benefited from this today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.